folks. Welcome to episode 35 of the Football Manager Creator Showcase. I'm the Custard Prophet. Welcome along. So if you're not familiar with this whole Creator Showcase concept, this is somewhere where I ask other creators who make Football Manager content on either Twitch or YouTube or any other format really, to come and tell us about themselves. What got them started, the sort of people they like watching, and what their plans are for the future, and a bunch of other questions like that. And we have these round about every 2 or 3 weeks. I appreciate they haven't been quite as regular. But if you like the idea of that concept and you want to see more of these, there's a whole playlist full of them. And if you want to see the ones in the future, well, make sure you like and subscribe to this video and you won't miss anything in the future. So, normally we have 2 creators on the showcase. We have just one today. Don't let that put you off. He is an awesome creator. He's been around the Football Manager community for a little while now, perhaps somewhere near as long as I have, I think. And I'm not entirely sure why, but he doesn't have the subs that he should have. And I think we should all do something about that, because he is an awesome creator and a great guy and certainly deserves a little bit more love. He's also someone who I'm really surprised it took me this long to get on the showcase. I'm, of course, talking about the Irish wonder kid, Foggy Plays. Yeah, he is, if you're not familiar with him, there'll be a link down in the description below. But he does Football Manager in his own unique style. He loves the Director of Football Challenge, and he has one of those running pretty much every year, either on Twitch or YouTube. Let's go and see what he's got to say about himself.
What is going on, Custard Prophet subscribers? My name is Foggy Plays, as you can see from the background, and I am a Football Manager content creator over on YouTube at youtube.com/Foggy Plays, and on Twitch at twitch.tv/Foggy_Plays. I'm Irish, in case you weren't abundantly aware by my accent, although I suppose not everyone knows that I am Irish based on my accent. So I don't sound like your traditional Irish person, I don't think. Majority of the content that I would do is Let's Plays, but with a twist. So my general kind of save that I do, the most prominent save that I would do, is a Director of Football. I suppose at the same time it's a Journeyman as well. So we start with no coaching badge, no reputation, literally nobody knows us, and we see what we can do. But we can't do any transfers, because hence the Director of Football, they make all the signings, they sign all the contracts. And since the technical director has become a thing, the technical director does all the staff signings. Before that, it was just the Director of Football did everything. All I did was pick a squad and make them play football. And Kulikov comes forward, gets it to Hillenbrand. Eigler. Frank Eigler. Yeah, get in. Any other content? I do the occasional experiment. Like for FM20, I took a bunch of content creators that I'm friends with and put them in as Wonder Kids to see how they'd all get on. And the results were surprising. Everyone was given the exact same reputation and the exact same, technically exact same potential ability. They all had Wonder Kid status. They were all guaranteed to be minimum, I think, 190 potential. And it was interesting to see how different some of them were. Like, we had Clates FM, who I think he played about 40 games in his entire career. And then there was like Phil FM, who turned into one of the greatest strikers in the history of football. So that was, we do kind of experiments like that. I do the occasional just random experiment that does random things. But if you want to leave a comment in one of my videos or on my Twitter, which is @FoggyPlays, tweet at me any experiments you want me to be doing. The content I'm doing for FM21 currently is we are managing Valor in the Canadian Premier League on Twitch. I will be starting a new save in the not too distant future on Twitch to go along with the Canadian save. I'm just going to tell, I haven't told anyone yet, but I might as well tell the custard profits of the world, or your subscribers, should I say. We are going to be doing a Heart to Berlin save. I do one every year, and I did one in FM19 on Twitch. Did it on YouTube last year. I'm doing it on Twitch this year. And when we finish the Director of Football save, which ends when I win the Champions League with the club, we are going to be starting a series that I do every year as well, called Hungry. Well, it's not every year. I haven't done, actually, I didn't do it last year. In FM19 we did a series called Hungry for Success, where we managed the national team and tried to bring them to the pinnacle of football. It didn't work because it's the Hungarian national team and I had no control over the youth intakes and how good the teams got. So what I'm doing this year is I'm just going to do a building a nation, but it's going to be based in Hungary. So manage a tiny team in Hungary, build them up to be the best in the world, and take the Hungarian national job when I get the opportunity. So if you wanted to do the Director of Football save, I suppose the first thing I would say with the Director of Football save is enjoy it, because it doesn't take a huge amount of time to, like with transfer windows, you're basically just mashing continue and then registering players when games arrive. Like with my save, I literally do nothing. So my assistant manager controls all my friendlies. The Director of Football makes all the signings. My chief scout sends all the scouts out to do scouting, obviously. And then my Director of Football goes through the scout reports. So I get the occasional scout report. FM21 is a little different, where I get a lot more scout reports than what used to be done in FM20. But it's a lot of fun to do, because you end up, like, you might think that you need 10 new players for the season coming up, and your Director of Football might decide, no, we just need 15 right backs. And that's fairly close to what happened in at the end of our first season in the Director of Football this year, where our Director of Football decided all we needed was right backs and left backs, even though we were horrendously short in players. We were playing a 16-year-old up front. To be fair, he's fantastic. He was fantastic. But yeah, it's interesting because it can be infuriating as well, because you might sit there and have one of your best players who is valued at, we'll just say for argument's sake, 10 million. And you might go, well, if it was me doing the transfers, I wouldn't sell this guy for less than 50 million. And your Director of Football gets an offer of like 11.5, and you pay half their wages, and your Director of Football goes, I'm taking that. That's perfect. We'll have that. It's infuriating that kind of way, but at the same time, it's a lot of fun. I enjoy it, and I think that everyone should give it a go at some point, just to see how mental the Director of Footballs are. They're a lot better this year than they have been previously, but it's still an interesting time. I used to do YouTube for Call of Duty. I was a COD content creator for a while. It wasn't like a daily thing. It was just, I played a lot of competitive scrim matches and ladder matches and stuff. Me and a couple of my friends were like competitive players, and if I got like a decent amount of clips, I'd put it together. So I kind of had that enjoyment of making content. But the reason I started making FM content was because I was sitting down playing Football Manager, and I had YouTube on in the background, and one of the recommended videos was Lelujo with, I think it was the non-eaten save he did a couple of years ago. And I looked up and I thought to myself, there's actually like an audience for this. So not long after, I started making FM content, and started that with a Director of Football save, because, why not? I've been doing it for so long, might as well just keep doing it. I find it lots of fun. Infuriating but fun. It's obviously some of the big names, but I'm not going to name. Okay, well, I'll name them, but they're not the ones I watch kind of the majority of the time. So like Lujo, is one I enjoy watching an awful lot. Loki Doki, just because of the madness that ensues, and he does the skits as well. They're quite fun. I do enjoy watching like Into Rose Ed on Twitch, Phil FM, Clates FM, Scooter is brilliant. Avoiding relegation is quite good as well. Obviously the Custard Prophet. How could I forget to mention the Custard Prophet? What else do I watch? I've gone through a list and I can't remember the names of who I have. Zilla Blitz. Zilla Blitz is a content creator that does not get enough love for how fantastic his content is. His skits as well, very, very fun. And Grey Hair Gaming. Grey Hair Gaming is delightful. Just watching his stuff. He's just, yeah. So all of them plus some extra, but they'd be kind of the ones that I'd focus most of my time on watching. I would jump in and out of other people's videos or streams, but they're the ones that I would kind of, if their videos are live, or if they've got videos that I haven't watched, or if they're streaming, I'll be in there like swimwear. Yeah, my Twitter account is at Foggy Plays. I have an Instagram that my girlfriend is in control of, so if you have any complaints about that, direct it to her. Has nothing to do with me. She set it up to get my videos out there. She's an Instagram head, so I think that's at Foggy Plays as well, I would imagine. But yeah, that's pretty much everything I could think of. Any questions regarding anything that I've said, if you want to, anything in general, tweet at me. My DMs are always open, and I will talk to you guys at some point in the not too distant future, I hope. Hopefully you all come over and subscribe, and make sure to like the video for Custard Prophet, because he doesn't have to do this, and I am thankful as a small YouTuber that he does, because it makes a massive difference to everyone when he does. Thanks for watching, fellas. I'll see you in the next one. Bye! The new player we signed in January, Jan Gabriel. Oh, Latif is true. Abdel Latif is 8th of the season for us. Puts us 1.
Well, hello folks, welcome back to the studio. Hope you enjoyed that. As you can clearly see, Foggy Plays is an awesome bloke and making some top quality content, so I would very much recommend you go over to his channel, link in the description below, and check it out. Drop him a sub, drop him a few likes on some of his videos. You will not regret it, I can guarantee that. Making some awesome content. Now, if you have liked what you've seen here, well, that's great. There is a whole bunch of these in the back catalogue of the showcase. I've been doing this for a year and a half, had over 50 creators through the door. Some of them big, the likes of Loki and Zealand have been on here, some smaller creators as well. Many are creators for you to discover. Now, if you do enjoy this style of episode, I just want to point some other creators who are doing this style of episode just out to you, just so you can, you know, listen to things that you kind of enjoy. I don't want to hog your time. So 3 that I'm aware of that are making some great creator-focused content. I guess the one who's been doing it for longest is Salmon FM, who's a top bloke. He's doing a YouTube show every month. He's doing a YouTube show every Sunday where he interviews different members of the Football Manager community. It's about a 30-minute episode, dead easy to fit into your day, and they're always really, really entertaining. So go and check Salmon FM out. I'm going to try and get him on here and he can talk about it a little bit. But there's also a couple of others. The Scout Report, which is done by Super Swan, which is kind of a podcast style episode. It is released as a podcast, but he also releases snippets, sort of highlights on his channel. I was the first guest on that, which is kind of cool. And we've also had appearances now from Avoiding Relegation and Dodgy Gamer, and presumably he's got a bunch more lined up. So go and check that out. Yeah, go over and have a watch of those and listen. I think it's all on Spotify and stuff, so dead easy to get hold of. And the final one is the one I've become aware of most recently, is the Scouting Centre by Mr. Diz, and this is this takes things to another level. So he is doing long, in-depth interviews. I mean, we're talking at 1 to 2 hour interviews with some of the biggest Football Manager creators out there, they are fascinating insights into how these people have kind of got where they are, and he really kind of explores it in a really nice way. So he puts these out both as a podcast and also on his channel. He has interviewed the likes of Second Yellow Card, Zealand, Sweet Left Foot, Omega Luke, Dupe, I think, was the last one on. So he's going to be going through all of these bigger creators, both on YouTube and on Twitch. So if you like any of those things, I'll try and drop a link to the creators' channels down below to make sure you can go and check those out, because I'd heartily recommend that. If you've enjoyed this video, finally, I will say hit that like button. Please subscribe if you are new, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.